Broncos country, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We're going to go over everything that you need to know from day 8 of Broncos OTAs, the last day, I believe, that the media is able to attend. So last insights until Broncos minicamp is going to kick off here in a few weeks, if I remember correctly. Y'all be sure, smash that like and subscribe. We're on our way to 2,000. Thank you so much for all the support. And of course, let me know your comments, your thoughts in the comments, rather, on everything that we're going to discuss. Guys, I want this to be the one-stop shop that you got to go to get your Broncos news, to understand what happened for today. So, of course, we'll cover some of the hot button topics, such as Courtland Sutton, Bo Nix, but there's a lot of other little nuggets and insights to gain from other players. We'll talk about Javonte Williams, the edge room, some of our other quarterbacks. Zach Wilson took reps with the ones today, and a lot more. So, in a second, I'll transition over. I'm just going through with you all the bookmark tweets that I have from all of the Broncos insiders that were able to attend practice today, and going to give my thoughts and comments on this. So hopefully you guys like this format. I'll probably be doing this more in training camp as well, but we'll go through these a little bit at a time, okay? So first off, Ryan Edwards saying he expects Courtland Sutton to attend mandatory minicamp. He did say later on that he doesn't think he's not here because of the uniforms. So he said that in jest, but that's good. Now, he could just be kind of playing the media, playing the fans a little bit to set this expectation, that Courtland's going to be here. And if he doesn't, maybe that turns Broncos country, towards the Broncos on this side of things if Courtland decides not to attend minicamp. I hope he does. But if there's not a deal struck before minicamp, I am almost of the mind where I'm kind of flipping a little bit, where it's like, man, let's not have any distractions going into training camp. That's what I don't want. So if we're not going to get a deal done, deal him. But I would prefer him to be on this team. Javonte Williams says he feels like he's getting 1% better every day. Cecil and Andrew Mason have both said how they still don't feel like the explosion is there. But Javonte is feeling good. Sean Payton's had some good things to say about him. I am still a little skeptical of him returning to form, sadly. And then lastly here, Nick Bonito having a great practice. We've seen Baron Browning also get some good days, have some good things said about him, rather, in today's practice. And Zach Stevens says here he absolutely blew up the play-action pass for a likely sack on Jarrett Stidham today, who ran with the twos. And let's continue on. Here, Sean Payton talked a little bit about comparing Bo Nix to Drew Brees. The biggest takeaway that I found from this was just his love to intake as much information as possible. Drew Brees was like that, as well as Bo Nix. Again, you got to have a big mind, a big brain to play in this offense. You have to see the game like how Sean Payton sees it for this thing to be a good fit. And it seems like Bo Nix is showing all the right signs of being capable of becoming that. Interesting tweet here from Ben Albright. Whoops. He said here, I guess I can't expand it, but he said here that he would count, even though Zach Wilson had reps with the ones today, he would have Jarrett Stidham as QB1 right now, Nix as QB2, and then where it says show more, that's where he has QB3 as Zach Wilson, okay? Speaking of Zach Wilson, he was picked off today. Again, in OTAs, PJ Locke had an interception in which Sean Payton has spoken very highly of PJ Locke. I think he's establishing himself as that leader in the secondary room for sure. But yeah, Wilson backpedaling with no pressure, with pressure in his face, threw the ball up in the middle of the field. All of that. Here, again, courtesy of Zach Stevens of DNVR, you can see all the quarterbacks getting their reps in. Josh Reynolds holding in a nice pass from Jarrett Stidham for the touchdown. You got to love OTA captions, right? And then, in addition, Sean Payton has said that mentally he knows he wants to know as much as fast as he can, similar to Drew Brees, regarding Bo Nix. Now, this is something that I thought was really interesting. John Franklin Meyer spoke with the media today. And again, sometimes you'll see this from a small portion of Broncos country. I feel like that. Again, I've seen comments like this before. I hope Bo Nix turns out well and that Sean Payton doesn't ruin him. And I'm like, have you guys seen the amount of guys we've had here as coaches in the recent past that have just absolutely ruined any potential quarterbacks that we've had? I think Sean Payton gives us the best ability to develop these guys, right? Or, good luck having players want to come play for Sean Payton. Well, John Franklin Myers seemed to be quite excited about the possibility of playing for Sean Payton in the Denver Broncos, where he even reworked his contract. I couldn't pass it up. These guys want to play for Sean Payton. He's not the first one. Speaking of Sean Payton, said Lucas Krull has similar traits to Greg Dulcich. He's doing well. I would say his similar traits probably end at health, or probably end at their athleticism, and their differences are the health. Lucas Krull can stay healthy. All right, just going to go through a few more of these today. Sean Payton and Baron Browning have 5 conversations a day. There's a confidence about him. He's in great shape. I enjoy coaching him. Again, in a contract year, can he earn that second contract here in Denver, earn himself some nice big money? If he takes another step in his play, I think he definitely can. Andrew Mason, not a great day for Zach Wilson today. This blows. Really bummed to hear about this, but again, you got to give Zach Wilson his time. I would love to see all 3 of these quarterbacks kept on the roster, but I know that's not really realistic in today's day and age. But NFL, they need to expand the rosters to 60. That's just kind of how I feel about it. We want to have good quarterback play, and we need to create more roster ability for these teams to hold on to these guys long term. That's how I feel about it. And I think that just might be about it. Here's some different clips of, I believe this is Philip Dorsett getting some work in. You see over here, number 12, this should be Tim Patrick. David Sills now, he's going to be competing for a roster spot. John Elway, looking good, but yeah, looking a little old. And then I guess I'll leave with these highlights here. You got Will Jordan Humphrey getting a nice little one-handed snag again. He is competing for a roster spot. And then Bo Nix throwing an OTA touchdown to Tim Patrick. Wonderful stuff. But I think, this was one thing that I did want to highlight on is here in this Bo Nix cut up. You can see in some of these instances, again, his ability to hit a check down accurately. That's something that I think is one of his positives. He's got a nice, nice mechanics going against air. You don't want to see anything concerning, but this is what I loved. And look at that accuracy, placing it right over the defender's arms. This is the type of need to see from this Broncos offense to take a step this year. Overall, Ryan Edwards said that this is the final practice they get to see. Overall, not a banner day for the offense, but here are some thoughts on the quarterbacks. Zach Wilson ran with the ones and struggled, whether it was 7-on-7 or team. He didn't really find much of a rhythm, highlighted by an interception to PJ Locke off his back foot when McMillan came in on a blitz. Nice completion to Mims on the comeback route, throwing into the wind, but otherwise pretty rough. Jarrett Stidham led with the 2s. Once again, was the most consistent out of the 3-0 flashy, took underneath routes and kept the ball out of trouble. Bo Nix was with the 3rd-team offense and had some good moments, especially in red zone during Skeleton, where he was very sharp. The team, period, showed some struggles. Part of it was certainly the 3rd-team offensive line and receivers. The timing just wasn't consistent. He looked less settled in the pocket today. He's clearly the best when he knows where he wants to go with the ball before it's snapped. Anticipation, reading the defense. Wonderful insight. So, guys, that gives you a little bit of a synopsis on how day 8 of Broncos OTAs went. The future is bright. And again, guys, the more I watch film from last year, and the more I see like what's happening this year with the team, I just don't see how you see a step back happen in the offense this year. Maybe that's crazy. I just think that this is a better team and they're going to play like it. So y'all be sure to smash that like and subscribe and comment your thoughts below. Anything interesting? Do you guys think Jarrett Stidham is on the way to be that week 1 starter? Y'all let me know. Appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow. And as always, y'all go Broncos.